whenever I get a chance to talk to people like you, I am always tempted to push my historical responsibility. And the historical responsibility is the one of the freedom fighters. By 1900, the whole of Africa was being controlled by foreigners. And there were reasons why Africa was conquered. Why was it that Africa was conquered by foreigners? What was the problem with our ancestors? How could they fail to defend themselves, to defend our independence? Indeed, many Africans were taken into slavery. You see them. There is a huge population in the USA, in the Caribbean, in Brazil, of Africans. How did they go there? But fortunately, by 1912, new forces started organizing to liberate Africa. Because the ones who had failed to defend Africa were the tribal chiefs. I have a lot of problems with those tribal chiefs. They had enough time. The argument about technology does not arise because when the Western countries went to Japan, Japan was a bit backward in terms of technology. But quickly Japan came up and was able to defend itself against the foreigners, but also compete with them. The same with China. When the Europeans went to China, China was a bit backward technologically. And indeed they tried to take over China. But they couldn't. They just ended up by taking Hong Kong and a few towns. The rest of China defied them. So there are some weaknesses within the African society of before independence that must be understood and avoided. Now the freedom fighters who took over from 1912, when the ANC was founded in South Africa, had aims. And the aims were, number one, chase foreigners from Africa. Foreign controllers, not foreign tourists or what, no. The ones, the colonizers. And that one we have achieved. By 1994, the last country, South Africa, was recovered. But then, Africa is still weak. And therefore, when I get a chance to talk to the intellectuals, I don't mind whether you are lawyers or economists or reverends. I push our line, because I am in that line of the freedom fighters, the ones who started in 1912. By the time I came on the scene, we were the third generation. The first generation of 1912 had given leadership to the next generation, the ones of the Mandelas and Mwalimu Nyerere and Jomo Kenyatta. Although Jomo Kenyatta could be considered to have been among the first one because he was already old enough. And therefore, I can't fail to bring up the freedom fighting issues. So that, as Mao was saying, Honorable Mao was saying, you must always contextualize what you are doing, what we are doing. And as he was saying, when you talk of justice, do you limit yourself to just arbitrating a case in court? How about the wider issue, the one of poverty, the one of health, the one of security? You can see that there is a lot of insecurity in much of Africa today. Why? So therefore, when I get this chance, I congratulate you on the seminar you had and the topics you were discussing. I did not acquaint myself with all the topics, but I know for sure one of the mandates under you, especially the East African Court of Justice, is to deal with matters of integration, of economic integration of East Africa. And that's why, therefore, if I get it, when I get a chance, I try to say, you people, why do you think we need integration?